Yes, this is a silver ring. And do you know what? It's made out of clay. But before we get to this point, let me explain how we got here. It was a rainy Friday afternoon. I was stuck working from home while thinking about my new video topic. I saw that it was gonna rain on both Saturday and Sunday, so I was thinking what I should do for my next video. And when I was visiting Tokyo Hands in my previous video, I saw at the corner of my eye something called silver clay art. So stuck at home, I researched what it was and found that, well, on the website it states that it's a precious metal clay made in Japan. And after going through some processing, it would eventually turn into silver. I thought, to make sure that this is not a gimmick, I'm gonna go through the internet and check out what there is and what other people have said about it. So far the design looks legit on their website. It's a product that you can make really pretty ring out of. I'm gonna check the reviews and see what they're saying. So one of the common pros that I saw was that firstly, it's easy to make. Secondly, it's fast. And thirdly, the tutorial is very straightforward. But, there's always a but. The cons are that the surface is quite porous. The ring shrinks after you torch it. So I don't actually know which one is the truth unless I try it. Fuck it, let's try it. Who in this age has a CD reader? My laptop doesn't have a CD reader anymore, and I don't even have a CD player. I've given up. There's nothing on YouTube that really is helpful. So our only option right now is to go back to analog, which is following the tutorial on this piece of paper. Last year, around September, I went to Ultra, and I wore this specific ring right here. And while dancing and partying, I lost that ring, so I want to remake that ring. So it's a pinky finger ring, which is a bit thicker. Let's start making the ring. Here, I'm gonna measure the ring scale from my pinky. This one right here, 51.3 millimeters. So we draw the line on here. It says to wrap a sticky note around. Make sure the line's at the center. So I wrap like this. Around. And then we draw a line. So I guess this would be the length of the ring. Measure this out on a parchment paper. So this is going to be our length for the ring. I think the reason we're using parchment paper is because I guess we're gonna roll the clay onto here. So apparently, they want us to wrap this over the wooden stick again. And then we pass it through hole 15. We tape on another sticky note around the ring, and then we draw a reference line. Now let's advance to this ring design right here, the square ring. It's not too hard. It says 2 stars. Right there, 2 stars, so I'm assuming this should be doable for me too. First step we have to do is evenly mark a piece of paper into 4 parts. But since it's a square, we don't want a square, we actually want a pentagon like the one I lost. So we're gonna split it into 5. So let me do some quick math and split this part into 5 equal parts. I've equally split this into 5 equal parts. And we're actually gonna be molding the clay now. This is the most important part of this whole thing. Here goes nothing. Alright, here on my desk, so it looks like this. This small 10 grams of clay. I guess we'll open it now. Looks like a very normal amount of clay. Just to roll it out, they say that make sure it's not too dry. So cause apparently it can crack. Yeah, no, it's about right. Put this around here. Like this. Alright. Pinch at each part. So I'm gonna pinch at this part. I have to pinch softly too, I think. If I pinch it too hard, it will make it way too thin like before. And we don't want that. No, we did not want that. I guess we can take part. Make sure it's not too thin. It's the guide, it says. Make sure it's not too thin. I think my mistake was last time using too much water. So I got my hair dryer here. I'm gonna dry this for 15 minutes, so I'll be back when it's dried. So we've got the ring to dry on the hair dryer. Now it's looking pretty promising right now. Next step would be to file it down. So in the ooh, I see a crack. Let's hope this doesn't do much. So in the guide it says to be very careful not to overdo it, so I'm gonna go very lightly to try to straighten that. So now that I've flattened out this part a little bit from both sides, I'm gonna smooth out the edges so that it's not too uneven. It's looking pretty good. I'm very hopeful. So I sheeted it quite a bit because this file was taking forever to sand it down. I actually have a sandpaper lying around, so I use that to sand it down. So but yeah, I was very careful in sanding it down. Make sure not to put too much force because it's quite fragile and it could break. You don't want this breaking because we're almost at the end. So before we fire it up, we have two grills. I think this one goes on first, and then we have to make a box out of this one. Let's put this on the stove. Let's build this square thingy. So I don't know what this is for, but we got a square here. Right. It looks like that now. So the shape's very similar to what I want. So we're gonna use a metal brush to lightly brush so that it becomes more like a silver. So I lightly brush this side. I don't know if you can see it though. It looks like this is the brush side, and then the non-brush side looks a little bit more matte like this. So it becomes way more silvery after you brush it. So we've done brushing up. The products. It's looking more like a silver ring now. So after I sand it, I'm gonna polish it with this polish paper. So this is what the polished side looks like. And this is not. So it's very matte. This is the matte look and this is the polished look. So I'm gonna polish everything. We'll come back. Yes! We finished polishing it. It's looking more and more like a ring now. But yep, and it fixed my pinky just like this. Isn't it cute? Oh, I can't believe I finished it. So yeah, that was it for the video. I think that making the ring itself was definitely not easy, but it also wasn't too difficult either. It was definitely a fun process to make it. And if you guys are into crafts and like DIY stuff, this is like a definite must for you guys to try. It's really, really fun, and I think it's a very affordable project too. That's it for today's video, guys. If you guys are interested in these kind of videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.